Hello everyone, I'd like to thank you for joining me in my speech today. Would you please look into the camera? Alright, I want to talk to you why I believe athletes are overpaid today. Some of the reasons why I believe athletes are overpaid today is the risk that an athlete takes versus emergency management people. Also, I believe athletes are overpaid because the money the owners put towards these contracts. Another reason why I believe these athletes are definitely overpaid is because a lot of them go bankrupt even after a couple of years after retirement. So let's begin by talking about the risks that people that work in the common workforce have to go through. Next slide. So we have a firefighter here. This firefighter puts his life on the line to save people from burning fires every day. But you have a baseball player professionally who makes $4 million just to hit a ball, while you have this firefighter only making pretty much $46,000 a year. Does that seem fair? With somebody just hitting a ball? Also, said 64 firefighters died in 2014 alone. I don't remember hearing about a professional baseball player dying in 2014. Next slide. Here we have Kobe Bryant. These teams were so much money to try to get these NBA players these high contracts. Kobe Bryant only played 6 games in 2013. He tore his Achilles, but guess what? He was paid $30 million just to sit on a bench and watch. And the Lakers had to cough that money up, that $28 million. The insurance covered the rest of that money. And because they had to pay this guy $30 million, they weren't able to get draft picks or even to make trades to help their team out to make it to the playoffs. Next slide, please. Who suffers from these overpaid contracts? We do. We're the ones that pay for overpriced NFL tickets just to watch the Dallas Cowboys play for $100 for one ticket, $75 to park at a football game, and over $9 for a beer. Is it really worth it to watch this guy play for 2 hours? Next slide, please. Now, income of jobs the world depends on versus athletes. Teachers is reported in the job news that they only make $46,000 a year versus an NFL player, minimum wage $435,000, who might not even have a bachelor's degree. And the teacher, they're producing our future generation, our income to which we stand on. The United States being a powerhouse, we plan on educating our people to lead us. NFL players, they may lead on the football field, but they're not making the next generation of doctors, lawyers, and people that are going to take over. And a teacher only making this amount of money versus an NFL player, I don't think that's fair at all. Next slide, please. Who is to blame for this overpaid athletes? We all to blame for this. I love watching sports. When we pay for our NFL tickets, it's over $200 some probably a year. We pay for NBA Pass. We're paying these guys high-end paychecks for that. We also go to sit for these expensive seats in NBA games. And owners are also to blame for this too, because they want to win no matter what. They're willing to pay these athletes no matter what it takes to keep them locked in at their teams. Next slide, please. Professional athletes didn't always make millions of dollars. In 1991, $4.3 million was the highest paycheck in the NBA. But over time, NBA players came together, they got unions. In 2011, they had a lockout. They wanted more money. But to me, I think this is greed. You're already making millions of dollars versus the common Joe pulling home $46,000. You have soldiers fighting overseas, getting a standard paycheck, and these guys want more money. Next slide, please. Money wasted by professional athletes. 2008, Sports Illustrated put in the news, 78% of NFL players are bankrupt after 2 years at retirement. 60% of players of NBA are bankrupt after retirement also. Why do I believe these players are bankrupt? Because these guys come out of 1 year of college maybe, or they go play overseas, international basketball, and they come back and make millions of dollars in NBA. These players are not ready and educated to make this amounts of money. All right, so I've talked to you the reasons why I feel these professional athletes are overpaid. One, I feel that our emergency management people, they put more risk, put their life on the line. Teachers, I mean, they are our future. Our generation get educated, and they only make minimum wage. And these owners, I mean, they put so much on the line also paying these high-end contracts. Thank you for listening to my speech. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I have a question, sir. What about the money these owners make off of their players?
The money they make off their players, I mean, the owner has to buy the whole team, so he's spending sometimes $300 million just to purchase a team, and then he also has to rebuild the buildings and upkeep. So I feel that some of the money, they are on that because they're the ones taking the biggest gamble versus a player who gets paid a paycheck.
Okay.
I have one question as well. I mean, with the top 1% of America being billionaires, do you think these people have billions and billions of dollars? Their revenues are in excess of millions. Do you think they can't give any more to the community?
I think they can definitely give more to the community. You're saying the NBA players are for making millions of dollars. I think definitely they can give more money to the community and give back.
Okay.
I mean, especially if they invest in properly. I mean, because it takes 20 years for some of us to make what these guys make in 2 years.
All right. What about the long-term injuries that players may have to deal with after retirement and not having the income that they had while they were playing to support them?
If these players invest while they're playing in the league and put money aside for this, and also get an insurance policy to cover them if they get hurt, and while they're in their profession, if they pursue their education, they could do a less physical job, I feel like, after they're done.
I got a question. Where do you think the money that sports generate should go?
I feel it should go back to our youth, to our teachers that are underpaid, to our wounded warriors out there fighting, sacrificing everything they have. I mean, we just come out of our biggest recession. I mean, this money could easily be spent on the poor. I mean, the homeless we have. So many homeless people out there that would love to go to a game but can't afford it because its price is so much.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that NBA players should be in a higher tax bracket?
I definitely think they should be in a higher tax bracket. I mean, if you're making millions of dollars, you need to be putting it back towards, the world and putting back income into it. So, thank you guys for your time.